Welcome to the Real Estate Espresso Podcast, your morning shot of what's new in the world of real estate investing. I'm your host, Victor Menashe. This is another AMA episode, that is, Ask Me Anything. I'd love to answer your questions, and if you have a question you think is going to be of broad interest, send it in. I'll answer it live on the air. Send your questions to victor@victorjm.com. That's victor@victorjm.com. David from Anchorage, Alaska asks, Airbnb was founded in 2008 at the height of the Great Recession, and in the past 12 months, travel and leisure sectors of the economy have exploded. There have been various dips in the economy, but the modern vacation rental, short-term rental market has not been truly tested against a major downturn. Hotels and resorts have traditionally taken a hit during economic decline, but do vacation rentals get lumped in with hotels, or do they offer a cheaper alternative and continue steady? Markets aside, vacation rental season is almost upon us in Alaska, and unless you've just come back off the grid, you've heard that the COVID-19 pandemic is almost upon us. As a short-term rental owner myself, I'm curious. There's no historical precedence for modern short-term rentals and platforms like Airbnb during a crisis event. How will escalation of the COVID-19 affect the short-term rental market, and will it affect an Airbnb IPO in 2020? Well, David, this is a great question. The obvious answer is it depends. There's clearly a linkage between travel and hospitality. A portion of the short-term rental market is made up of medium-term stays. Some estimates put the proportion at about 20%. I received this number from an employee at Airbnb directly back in November. Of course, this number varies by market. You need to look at how people arrive at the destination. How many arrive by air, how many by automobile, and so on. For example, in your market in Alaska, I don't expect that too many people are going to be driving to Alaska compared with those who fly. The coronavirus is clearly having a massive impact on air travel. I have family members in the aviation industry, and they're monitoring flight loads on certain routes, and they're seeing a number of open seats increasing by the hour. It stands to reason that short-term rentals will be impacted much in the same way as hotels. On my trip to Rome scheduled for this weekend, my wife and I had booked an apartment in central Rome using Airbnb. We ultimately canceled that reservation despite the fact it was fully paid. Airbnb has published a special cancellation policy on their website for travel affected by the coronavirus outbreak. We received 2/3 of our funds back immediately and will probably receive the remaining 1/3 under their exceptional circumstances rules. We own several short-term rentals in the Rocky Mountains near some major ski resorts and a national park. A high percentage of the traffic to our properties comes from within driving distance, but if air travel is reduced and occupancy falls in hotels, we can expect prices to fall across the breadth of the market, including short-term rentals. We won't see as high a nightly rate as we might have seen in past seasons. Short-term rentals cater to a different market than hotels. While there is some overlap, the reduction in air traffic will have a significant impact. In our market, we routinely see plane loads of tourists from China and Japan in the summer months. And during the peak season, we essentially see full occupancy and nightly rates that are over $600 a night. Air traffic from Asia is down by 90% at the moment, and if that continues into the peak summer months, it will be a problem. We've seen the vacancy in the short-term rental market doesn't hit the market uniformly. Properties with the best reviews and the highest ratings get a disproportionate number of nightly stays. Even during low season, many of our properties have seen high occupancy far above the market average. By offering a superior product, competitively priced, you can get more than your fair share of occupancy. The vacancy will tend to go to the junk in the market. Even in low season, we've been getting occupancy approaching 80%, but it's at a much lower nightly rate. Active daily management of pricing is essential to keep units full. Let's be clear, the entire world is suffering significant economic impact right now. Even if the coronavirus pandemic were to be cured tomorrow, there's been considerable destruction of wealth in a short time period. There may not be the disposable income for people to travel that might have been planned even a few months ago. People in Asia tend to save more than here in North America. Some reports that I've seen suggest the savings rate in North America is less than 5%, and that same number for China is 30% of people's monthly wages are destined for savings. We're at a moment when history is being made. We don't know what the outcome is going to be. Be prepared for a bumpy ride in the short-term rental market this holiday season. And finally, to answer the last part of your question, whether Airbnb will delay its IPO remains to be seen. I've got no inside information on that one. A downturn in the hospitality industry could easily create unfavorable conditions for an IPO. When hotel stocks and airline stocks are falling, it'll be hard for Airbnb to convince investors that they're different. I want to thank you, David, for an awesome question. As you think about that, have an awesome rest of your day. Go make some great things happen. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.